Today we are going to conduct an experiment on the viscosity of the given oil using the Seibold viscometer. So here we can observe this is a Seibold viscometer which is being used for finding the kinematic viscosity of the given oil and also the absolute viscosity of the given oil. Now this is the oil which we are going to take it for the testing. This is the thermometer which is being used for the temperature, stopwatch for knowing the timing. Now in this particular Seibold viscometer we need to switch it on, and before we switch it on we are supposed to fill the water in this bath, and here we can observe this is the coil which is being surrounded, and care should be taken that the coil is completely immersed in the water, and in the diostat we are supposed to keep the reading as 50. Here you can see the scale, it is 50. So here we are keeping the value as 50 and we are switching on the Seibold viscometer. Now what is the theory behind viscosity, and then we will get back into the complete apparatus. Now the theory is viscosity of a liquid is the property by virtue of the liquid offers resistance to any deforming force. So the viscosity of the liquid is nothing but the measurement of reluctance of the liquid which is being yielded by the shear. Now absolute and the kinematic viscosity of the oil is being determined using this particular apparatus called as Seibold viscometer. So here we are supposed to collect the oil of around 50 ml to a standard orifice. So here when we can observe there is this is called as an oil bath where we are having a small stirrer. This is the stirrer with the bob, you can see this bob, and to the bottom you can see a hole, a small hole which is being provided for the flow of the oil. So care must be taken that the bob should be closed whenever the oil is being filled in the given cup. So this is the cup which is to be cleaned before the experiment is being conducted, and care should be taken that the bob is completely fixed so that your oil doesn't leak further. So this is the theory behind the viscosity and also the Seibold viscometer. Now how does this conduction of experiment takes place is generally wherever your oil flow is being there, okay, we are supposed to take care of the timing which is being there for the flow of oil for 50 cc, that is 50 ml. So here we are going to use a flask, okay, of around 80 ml or 100 ml capacity, and this particular flask is being kept under this particular viscometer. Okay, so before we are conducting the experiment we are supposed to see that the temperature is being noted down, and then we are supposed to weigh the empty flask. So we are going to weigh the empty glass and we are going to take down the reading of the empty flask as 51 grams. So we have got the weight of the empty flask as 51 grams. Now we are going to fill the oil in this particular cup. Now before we fill the oil into the particular cup we are supposed to close this particular surface and then we are going to fill the oil in this. So before we fill the oil we are supposed to check, after we fill the oil we are supposed to take the temperature of the given oil. So the oil is being filled inside the cup. So here we can see the oil is being filled in the cup. So again the care should be taken that there is a small level which is being there. So this particular level is this particular level is to be set. Okay, so here you can see the level of the oil. We are going to see the temperature of the oil. We are going to note down the temperature. It is 28 degree Celsius. So now we are going to 40. After we check the room temperature, we are going to see that the temperature should rise up to 40 degree Celsius for the first reading, and then the second reading for 45 degree Celsius, and the third reading for 50 degree Celsius. Now we can see the temperature has gone to around, so we are going to take the reading exactly at 40 degree Celsius. We have got the 40 degree Celsius. Okay, and then we are going to off the given Seibold viscometer, and we are supposed to keep the container, the flask exactly below the surface, okay, and then we will switch on the stopwatch by removing the bob from the surface. So we have switched on the stopwatch. So we are going to collect exactly 50 ml of the given oil. So you can see slowly the oil will be collected in the given measuring flask. We are going to see the tabular column here. The tabular column is prepared in such a way: the serial number, the temperature of the given oil, which we are taking at 40 degrees, 45 degrees and the 50 degrees. The time for collecting the 50 cc of oil is R. The weight of the oil is nothing but the W, which is nothing but the difference of W2 minus W1. The density of the oil rho can be easily found out by weight of the oil divided by the volume of the oil. We are already aware the 50 ml of oil is being collected, so 50 cc, that will be the volume of the oil, and density can be found out by the weight which is being calculated here divided by 50. So the density remains same for all the three conditions. The specific gravity of the oil is nothing but the density of the oil to the density of the water, which we are always considering as 1 gram per centimeter cube. Hence the specific gravity remains same. The RW1 is being calculated, the RW1 in seconds is being calculated, and based on the RW1, kinematic viscosity and absolute viscosity is also calculated. Now we are going to see the time for collecting the 50 cc of oil is now being taken. Now we can see the 50 ml of oil is filled in this particular measuring jar. So 50 ml of oil is being filled. So the time taken for this 50 ml of oil is around 570 seconds. Okay, and similarly for the 45 degrees we are going to do it. So before we go for the next reading, we are supposed to weigh the weight of the given oil, which is being considered as the W2. So here we can see the W2 is approximately 89.5 grams. So the value of W2 minus W1 will be 82 minus 89.5 minus 51, which is 38.5. So here the weight of the given oil is 38.5 grams. So now we are going to again do the experiment by heating it to 45 degree Celsius, and then we are going to reconduct the experiment once again. So now we have got the weight of the oil as 38.5. So we are going to find the value as 38.5 divided by 50, which we are going to get it as, the calculation is being done for 38.5 divided by 50 is 0.77, which you are going to get as the density of the oil. The specific gravity is always considered as 0.77 divided by 1, which is again we are going to get 0.77 as the specific gravity. So this remains same overall for the given. Next, so since it is given in the kg per meter cube, we are supposed to convert it is 770 kg per meter cube. This remains same for all the three conditions because the weight of the oil doesn't change, and the specific gravity also remains standard because the things doesn't change. So the weight of the oil again here is 38.5 grams only in all the cases which we are going to consider. Now we are going to calculate the RWN, where RWN is being used by the formula K into R into S divided by R1 into S1, where your K value is always considered as the standard value as 100, which is called as a constant 100, into R is nothing but the time taken for the oil to flow, that is around 570 seconds, and S being the specific gravity which we have found out as 0.77 whole divided by the R1 is again considered as a standard at room temperature as 535, which is the time taken to collect 50 ml of the oil in the given oil, and then the specific gravity of this specific given oil is standard as 0.915. Now based on this we are going to get the value of RWN as, the RWN which we have calculated is 89.65. So to find the kinematic viscosity which is given by nu, that is your kinematic viscosity, which is being calculated by using the formula 0.26 into RWN minus, this is 179 divided by RWN into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter square per second. So why we are considering this? Based on the RWN value. If your RWN value is ranging in between 34 to 100, then we are going to use this formula. If we are having the value of RWN as more than 100, then we are going to use the another formula. It is 0.247 into RWN minus 50 divided by RWN into 10 to the power of minus 6 is your meter square per second is the value of kinematic viscosity if RWN is greater than 100. So, we are supposed to take care of these two formulas which tells the RWN value. Based on the RWN value, we are going to use this particular formula. So, now since the value of RWN is 89.65, we are going to consider this particular calculation, this particular formula for the kinematic viscosity calculation. And then absolute viscosity is nothing but, or dynamic viscosity is nothing but, which is given by the kinematic viscosity into the density, that is Newton second per meter square. The absolute viscosity is, or dynamic viscosity is represented by neta. Now similarly we are going to calculate the for the absolute viscosity and kinematic viscosity. Now we are going to calculate the kinematic viscosity 0.26 into 89.65 minus 179 divided by RWN, which we are going to get the value here as 1.99 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So, the value of your kinematic viscosity is 1.99 into 10 to the power of minus 6 is your kinematic viscosity, and we are going to consider the dynamic viscosity as 1537.42 into 10 to the power of minus 6 Newton second per meter square. In the same way, we are going to conduct the experiment for 45 degrees Celsius also. So, hence we will be able to find out if the time taken for the oil to flow at 45 degrees Celsius decreases, then the experiment clearly says that the amount of time taken for the 50 degrees of the 45 degrees of the oil will be conducted now, and if it decreases, then it clearly shows that as the temperature increases, the viscosity of the given oil decreases. So, the time taken for the second reading is approximately 430 seconds. So, we are going to calculate accordingly for the Redwood number as well as the kinematic viscosity and also the absolute viscosity. Similarly, we are going to conduct the experiment at 50 degree Celsius. Now, we have conducted the experiment for 50 degree Celsius and we have found the value to be approximately 310 seconds according to the temperature which is increased. So, based on this, we will be able to calculate the values for the Redwood number, kinematic viscosity and absolute viscosity. Yeah, now it is being observed that we can see the viscosity is 21.30 in 10 to the power of minus 6 at the temperature of 40 degrees Celsius, and at 45 degrees Celsius the viscosity number reduces to 14.93 into 10 to the power of minus 6, and further at the temperature of 50 degrees Celsius of the oil, the viscosity reduces to 9 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Similarly, the dynamic viscosity also reduces from 16,406 in 10 to the power of minus 6 to 11,501 in 0.52 in 10 to the power of minus 6 at 45 degrees Celsius, and at 50 degrees Celsius the dynamic viscosity reduces to 6935.04 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So, in this way it can be easily shown that the temperature increases, the viscosity decreases. So, when you plot a graph of the viscosity versus the temperature, we get a slant curve which is falling down. Similarly, when we are plotting a graph of temperature versus the dynamic viscosity also, there is a drop in the viscosity. So, this is what is the experiment proves, that as the temperature increases, the viscosity of the given liquid decreases. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Thank you.